First of all, just following up on the CISA, and thank you, Mr. Secretary, for your comments. I'm very proud of that history at Homeland Security, and I know what a tough job that you have, and my admiration is for you and your team for the responsibilities and the work that you have in front of you. But on CISA, that was really fascinating to me and I see the distinction between the apprehension and prosecution versus the collaboration and partnership with CISA. You know, we had a cyber incident in Arkansas, and we actually brought in the FBI, but once you turn that over to them, it's history. You're never going to hear another thing. You know, a year or 2 years later, you might find out whether they actually prosecuted somebody or not, but the information flow is not good. So I like that distinction and the direction that you're taking that. And then I want to follow up on the funding side, and Mr. Secretary, you addressed that. It's about resources, and you know, I urged the administration, and they listened to me and tried to make sure that cyber security investments could be a part of the American Rescue Plan spending. But then once it got to the Department of Treasury, they put a little caveat in there that really reduced the usefulness of those funds for cybersecurity investments. And that is, it has to be some relation to COVID. And so that was a little disappointment. And as we look at the future in terms of the bipartisan infrastructure bill that's out there, I don't know the level of detail, but I hope that can be hardcore infrastructure projects. I don't know where cybersecurity fits, and where you mentioned, but it was a very modest amount of money coming through FEMA. We'll look at that. That was helpful information, but the states do need flexibility on the money that's flowing, that we can use it for cybersecurity investments. And I think you'll see our partnership grow with CISA from that. So I'll turn it back to you, but I just wanted to make that comment, and you might have a response.
Thank you very much, Governor. I agree with you across the board on the need, when we're talking about building our country's infrastructure, to make sure that cybersecurity is a critical part of that. And I think that, if I may, your advocacy and your colleagues' advocacy on that point would be most welcome. I think I don't think one can bang that drum too loudly. Quite frankly, I think all of us around the table are in complete accord with you, because when we talk about building infrastructure, we're talking about building strong infrastructure. When we're talking about strength, we're talking about its ability to be resilient. And earthquakes, hurricanes, tornadoes, we've lived with those and lived through them and suffered from them. And we're in the midst of a cyber hurricane.
Thank you. Thank you. Good comments. I appreciate it. We'll continue to advocate for that.